Oh, child, the tea is gonna be hot on this one. Let's find out what those fake friends got coming to them. Magical butterfly spirit here. Let's get started. I recommend that you sage your home, and you don't have to have anything special. I'm seeing somebody like grabbing a branch from outside and lighting it. This is Palo Santo, so just I think anything would do, really. It's just more about just um releasing the energy, or kind of like it feels more like an offering, to be honest with you. Like nothing. Oh yeah, this was smoking black, and now it's all white. As soon as it says offering, it feels more like it's an offering, not so much a clearing, but like a hey, thank you so much. The way a priest would, or monks would light incense in their temples. Because your home is your temple. All right, here we go. What did I say? Part one? Crap. Oh, crap. Let's do it again. Part one, part two, part three. All right. Magical butterfly spirit here, just so you guys know, in case you hear some random person talking. I am experimenting with the Ghost Reader app. I have it playing in the background. Most of the time, you don't hear anything. Every once in a while, you might. And if you do, that's where that's coming from. All right, so we have pile number one, higher ground. We're going to find out what is the karma for your fake ass friends. Pile number two, we have Earth Goddess. What is your fake ass friend's karma? Pile number two. And then pile number three, we have be the best. See. Let's start over. Be your best self always. Pile number three, let's find out what your karma is. I'm sorry, not your karma. Your friend's karma is fake ass friends. Pile three, I feel like you're the funny group. So how we're going to do this is we're going to get into some tarot, then we're going to do some oracle cards, and then finally we're going to get into some story dice and charms. Sometimes the charms show up, sometimes they don't, but we'll definitely be doing story dice for you in this reading. So go ahead and pick your card, or you can watch the entire video. It's up to you, but let's go ahead and get started. Pile number one, this is your reading on the karma of your fake ass friends. I always like to do guardian cards. Pile number one, we're going to go ahead and get started with let's pull up some guardian cards for myself because I forgot to do so. Archangel Jeremiah watching over me during this reading, and for you, pile one, we have succubant. We're talking about fake ass friends, and succubant came out. Feels like that's very appropriate for this reading. All right, let's go ahead and read about that. Succubant number 21. 3 might be prominent. I did as I was talking about 3, I opened up to the number 13. Oh yeah, I was just about to say, in my past reading that I did, entitled "What is Your Sensual Superpower?" Pile number 2 had a strong 3 presence, and maybe you might be interested in that reading if you haven't watched that already. I'll put the link in the description for you. All right, let's see here. All right, here we go. Succubant. Why can't I say this properly? I know what it is, but to pronounce it correctly. Anyway, succulent. Shadow of scarcity. If I say it enough times, I'll get it right. Right? That's the theory. Shadow of scarcity, Trinidad, Diaspora, as in the origin. Trinidad. Temple, shadow, element, air, beauty by day and hag by night. The succubant is an energy vampire, also known throughout the dystopia as Ole Igu and Buhag. Whether energy or blood for vampires, there is never enough to go around. Shadow guidance. You have so much more than you realize. You have access to unlimited joy, love, good times, pleasures, and prosperity. Be grateful for your riches and goddess decorations. My blessing always overflow. And I felt like someone just asked what tarot deck this is. Oracle deck, I'm sorry. This is the African goddess rising. Okay. All right. So that's the tarot oracle deck I'm reading from. That's the book I'm reading from. Get it together, Joy. All right. So let's see here. Pile number one. Should I use these? One card from here. Got it, Spirit. Thank you. They wanted me to mention to you that these cards are stiff and tight, like your enemy. Feels like it's more than just a fake ass friend, like it's an enemy. Chariot upright. Now we're moving on to this deck, which is the Trick or Treat deck. All right, so let's see what else we have. We have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Seven of Wands in the reverse. This is feeling very work related, first off. Like a fake coworker, fake boss. Page of Cups in the reverse, by the way. I did a posting on my page, my community post page, about wolf and sheep clothing, and it had to do with someone at your job pretending to be your friend, but at the same time trying to undermine you. This is what I'm getting in this reading. It feels very work related. A little school related. So I prefer that those who watch my video are 18 plus. If you're not 18 plus, it's not because I am condoning it. This YouTube channel is 18 plus in my mind. That being said, I'm picking up a school energy, but mainly a work energy. I want to say boss like, but it feels more like someone who thinks they're the boss than they are actually the boss. And not to despair against Michelle from Destiny Child, but you know that very rude, I really don't want to say it, but it feels like it's the best way to explain it. In Destiny Child, well, when they were together, people used to say like Michelle, and they compared Michelle to Kelly and Beyonce in a negative way. And I feel like they think they're Beyonce when they're really the Michelle in the group. It's not my personal opinion about Michelle. It's just it's the example that pop up in my head. Again, I apologize to Michelle Williams. I think you're baddie. Who don't get the credit that you deserve. But that's off topic. Yeah, so as I'm reading this, I'm seeing the wax melt down. This is my goddess candle, by the way, that I make. It's not okay, so it is a little bit self-promotion, but I'm bringing this up because I lit this as like an offering for our spiritual guides to cloak us with spiritual essence to help us to rise above the enemy. And it's like, as I was talking, it just saw like a gush of wax pour down. You may have saw that on camera. And I don't know what's going on in your job, but honey, it's like, even if you don't stay at this job, right? Because it feels toxic. It's giving Lizzo dancers, right? Even if you don't stay at this job and you're in a terrible, miserable position at this job, it feels like soon things are going to swiftly change and in your favor. Watching the wax again, it's about to pull over. It's interesting how it's all coming. The wax is flowing here, but yet it's concentrated over in this section right here, to the point where it looks like it's about to tip over. You're there, the enemy, the frenemy, the toxic coworker, they have this way of taking you what you do well and diverting it into them. So let's say you write up a great report and presentation, and behind your back, they're telling people it was really your idea. It was really their idea. And it was really their help that helped you. And it's kind of like pulling, like they're pulling their energy, your energy into them. It's draining you. It's draining you financially. Like it's affecting your finances. This is a karmic affecting your money. We're not even going to talk about the mental issue that's going on because of this. I'm not here to give you job advice, but if this is job related, ooh, it scares me. I hope you didn't hear that. That was a terrible loud burp. If this is job related, you should consider going to a different field, a different job. And as I was thinking about that and talking about that, and as I burp, the wax diverted into this area now. Now it's pulling into a whole new pool. Oof, I wasn't expecting all that. Okay, so going back to their karma. First off, it's going to be swift. If you haven't been paying attention to the astrology whole North Node, South Node, North Node is now in Aries, South Node is now in Libra. Libra justice in the South Node has been very Libra lately. Point of example, the Alabama brawl, or Bloody Saturday, or what else they've been calling it. Um, Aquaman. I'm not laughing at the violence. I'm laughing at all the TikTok videos that have been coming up. Um, the entertainment factor of the situation is what I'm laughing at. But it's very. But my point is, if you've seen that video, they beat up on this older black gentleman who was just doing his job. They ganged up on him, and we see other videos. You can see how they didn't just gang up, but they snuck and side swiped him while he was trying to protect himself from the other guy. Right? Sneaky energy, overpowering energy, and the ancestors was not playing on this. I want to do a reading on this so bad. They like it was like Avengers assemble. Like everybody came down, and exactly they brought it. They brought it. It was swift action. And for this this work karmic, it's going to be a swift retribution for the way they've been manipulating your energy and your work into what they're doing. So for example, let's say you quit tomorrow. You go into work, you're like, screw y'all, and you leave, right? And now what? For them, not for you. Because now if they've been claiming all your work is theirs and you're not there to do that work, it's going to become very obvious who is really the star employee. They're going to be it's going to be revealed whether you stay or you don't stay. It's going to be revealed. I actually feel it's happening already. Yeah, it's going to be revealed who has the sauce, and it's you, it's not them. Ugh, this person's really, ugh. Now you see the Mr. Ed, how evil he looks. Like it's in his eyes. Like he can't be tame. It's 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 almost like a demonic energy. Like mm-mm. This person is not it. Ace of Wands in reverse. They they're not gonna have ideas to support their lies. Seven of Wands in reverse. All the things that they've been doing to swiftly change the conversation into their favor is going to backfire on them if it hasn't done so already. Meaning people are going to nod their head and go, oh, yeah, sure, Sharon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But behind Sharon's back, they're going to be talking crap about her. Page of Cups in reverse. Any relationships that they've been working on is not going to succeed, or it's going to be superficial. On the off chance that this is not work related, no, this is work related. If you're watching this, pile one, and this is not work related, this is not your pile. This pile is for someone that's work related, possibly school related. So let's say work slash school. But basically, you're in a situation of an institution. You're forced to be associate with this person because of the school you're going to, and you're in classes with them, or maybe the work relation is at a school, or if it's solely a outside of school situation, you're in this relationship with this person because you're forced to, because you work at the same place with them. They're really a disgusting person. This entire time, I didn't even notice the little girl in the flower. Like, they mask you, so people can't really see who you really are. Settled. The ghost reader just said settled. They want me to move on to the oracle cards, but it feels like I'm missing something. Six of Swords. I am missing something. I didn't address the Six of Swords. What are you trying to tell me? Something to do with child and kidnapping. And like a caseworker, or I'm gonna hold this up so you can see it. Like, you have the child in here being led into like the haunted house. And in the boat with her is a fairy, an adult fairy. Fairies tend to be tricky. If you don't make changes, you're going to be led down the wrong path. That's the message for this. You are the child. Again, going back to this card, the child in the flower that you could barely see if you weren't really paying attention. They have this way of covering everything. Remember I talked about the wax? They have this way of covering you so people can't see. This is pile one, this is less of a karma, more like a warning for you. Like, my intention for this reading was to do basically my intention was for this reading was to read them to filth, right? But this feels more like you need to hear a more uplifting message. And just heard ding, like, that's it. So I think that's what's going to be more of a focus for you for your High Priestess card. I'm going to leave this out while I get the other oracle cards. Nine of Cups. Oh. Actually, this whole reading just changed. What's going on here? Pile number one. Not misleading you guys. Like I said, this reading was intended to be a karma reading, but this Nine of Cups came up again. But it feels more like there's a message here for you. Pile number one, Nine of Cups, then Ten of Cups. We have the Fool, and underneath the Fool was the King of Cups, like it was hidden. There's an opportunity that's being hidden from you that could be very successful once you get out of this shadow of whatever or whoever this is. There's a term in the narcissism community about flying monkeys. You see all those flying monkeys in the branches? Your job is... I hope you make enough money to substantiate the fact that you're still working there. Because if you're not, and this is not a job as a stepping stone to get you to where you need to go, dust off your resume. There's an opportunity that's being hidden from you. Work related. I'm also hearing school related. Like, I would not be surprised if you work in the school or a training program or something. What I'm saying, your enemies will feast at your table. That could be their karma if you stop letting them get away with what they're getting away with. And if you're like, oh, what about HR? I'm not telling you to run up on them. Like, I don't mean it like that. I mean, like, stand up and say, no, that was my idea. No, they didn't help me with the project. And not in a whiny voice way, but like in an assertive boss bitch way, or big D energy way. Because if you do stay at this job, there's an opportunity within this job that could be successful for you, but it's being hidden because of all this energy. And that's why they're not letting me delve into the karma, because the karma is really your success. That's their karma, seeing you succeed. And that's why Power One, your reading is guiding me to tell you about this opportunity that is literally, I need to stop saying literally. The last video I did, I said literally like 200 times. But it's being covered by you. Like, you see this little kid wearing the sheet as the costume, like they're hiding in plain sight. The full card is about opportunity. And I'm thinking the artist depicted this as um, the kid going trick-or-treating, like going on the journey of trick-or-treating and gathering candy. And it looks pretty sad. Like, the lights are out in the neighborhood, and I don't think this kid got any candy. His jack-o'-lantern is kind of broken and busted. But you do have the cat familiar protecting this kid in this spooky neighborhood. You also have this light, the street light as well. Like, when we were kids, depending on your generation, that you have to go inside the house when the street lights come on. And this kid is outside with the street lights on. So they're very bold, and they're not afraid to go out and get this candy. Even when there's no candy in sight, there's no human beings around, they know that they're protected by their spiritual collective, and they're going to get this candy. You're being guided to get this candy at your job. Get that promotion. Get your credits that's due to you. And set this person straight. Because also, even if you leave this job, if you stay in this energy of letting somebody take over your credits, it's going to happen in another job. There's flying monkeys everywhere. Flying monkeys in the narcissistic community, the terminology is where you have someone who's a narcissist and they have flying monkeys as their minions doing their job, doing the job of spreading their lies and their hate. Like a mean girl community. And the best way to get around that is to be above it. Another narcissistic terminology is called gray rock, where you don't let anything bother you, which is a hard thing to learn when you're up against a narcissist, but it's also a very valuable thing to learn. All right, I'm moving on to your oracle, pile number 1. Y'all see that? I hope this gets on camera. The way the smoke is illuminated by the light. That's beautiful. All right. These are my own oracle cards that I made all by myself. Took me a long time, like several hours. I actually talked about it. It's one of my videos. If I was smart, I would have recorded myself making them, but I did not. All right, let's see what we have. Ooh, that light just went out swiftly. Hope you made a wish, pile 1, because I think it's gonna come true for you. Okay, we have poly, cheater, threesome. We have tough exterior, soft interior. In the reverse, by the way. We have Demon Slayer. This is from the TV show Demon Slayer. Great anime. I didn't put anything there because I just felt like the imagery was no words needed, you know. I care, but I'm scared you'll leave. Didn't I tell you they need you around? My way only, bossy. Cute on the outside, sneaky on the inside. Now let's get a shapeshifter card as well, because your person is definitely a shapeshifter. Okay. The early bee. This card too? No. Yes? Okay. This is the golden phoenix in the reverse. This is you. Something you thought finished burst back into life, but it's in the reverse. It's a weird energy. You're in a weird energy. This is the person we've been talking about, the early bee, the fairy bee, but I read it as the early bee. And I think I read it as the early bee because I feel like they always come around, like maybe go to work on time. Or, of course, everybody should go to work on time. But let's say everybody's supposed to be at work at 9. They show up at 8:45 because they don't want to miss anything. They're very, they're always trying to be in everybody's business. And part of the reason why is because they feel, because they're that type of person who talk about people, they feel like if they're not in the mix of the conversations, people are going to be talking about them. So in a way to avoid that, they always feel like they have to inject themselves into other people's conversations, which is just guilty consciousness. Going back to their karma, people will begin to turn on them. People will begin to see who they really are. That is something that you are not to force. Your job is to stand up for yourself. Do not lead the army into battle on this. They're so scared of your power. If I'm able to, I'm gonna screenshot. I'm gonna put it here in my palm of my hand. Let's see how well it works. I'm gonna screenshot the post I put on my community post on YouTube about this very similar situation about work and like this wolf and sheep coding. It keeps coming through. You are definitely do not go. They definitely want me to tell you do not go head toe to toe, head to head with this person. It will not work well for you. This is more of a two things. Assert is the correct word. Assert your dominance in a way, in a more subtle way, as in I did those projects. I did those reports. I'm the one that the customer enjoys talking to. Like, don't back down in situations like that. Learn about gray rock, whether this person is a narcissist or not. That's a great lesson to learn. Is how to grade rock during a toxic situation. Do not gossip about this person. Higher ground is key. Think about Michelle Obama: when they go low, we go high. Which is like one of the biggest spiritual lessons to learn is when someone goes low, you go high, because all you want to do is be petty. But their karma will not be enacted the way it should be enacted if the spiritual, um, the scales, the justice scales, have to deal with you as well. Okay, going back to the Alabama brawl, it was like anybody could get it at one point. It wasn't just the 5 people who started a fight. It became like anybody wants, just, you're gonna step up, you're gonna get it. And they don't want you to step up like that. They want you to be holding the camera, watching everything unfold. They want you to have that shock look, like, oh my God, I didn't know any of this was gonna happen. Meanwhile, you're in your head going like evil um villain laughter. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to your story dice. My apologies, pile one. I know you probably came into this reading like, hell yeah, let's tear this person apart, but this is not that reading. This is more of a, what am I doing? This is more of a, we got you, we're supporting you type of reading, and guiding you to know how to get to be better at your job. Not like you need help getting be better at your job. I guess more like on a social level. How can you be better navigate your job? That's what this reading is turning out to be. All right, so story dice, story dice, story dice, story dice. For pile number one, what messages we have for pile? A lot. Number one. Ooh, this is a charger. Take charge. Again, take charge um of your situations. I am the one thing in life I can't control. I am intimidated. I am the original. This is from Hamilton. And the word today. Telling you, they really want you to be the Kelly. Going back to the Beyonce, Kelly and Michelle example. Kelly is the best way to talk about Kelly. She doesn't hide in the background. She's not in the shadows. She's not the lead singer, but it's not because she cannot be the lead singer. She's more a neutral energy, a balancing energy. She's so confident in her talents that she does not have to constantly show off her talents. And she's so confident in her talent, she does not have to force herself to the forefront, because she knows the people are going to see her talents for what they are. That's the best way to describe Kelly Rowland energy, and that's how they want you to act at work. All right, so we have normally when I show this, I talk about like Fisher's net or catching something. That's not what this is. What is this? This is like a spider web. This is giving me spider web. Like they're gonna get caught up in a lie. Yeah, I'm trying not to burp. They're gonna get caught up in a lie. I'm feeling that strongly. All right, the number 8, infinity. This is Queen Victoria. They want you to stay regal. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, it's a guard. Guard your emotions. That's a guard. Does not look like a guard. But now that they say it, I see it. Guard your emotions. Enjoy life. Have fun. Party hardy. Wear masks. COVID's still out there. Be careful, basically. Even if you don't wear a mask, they want you to be careful because people still get regular sick. Underneath this dice, which is the farm, hidden underneath that was this charm, which is the music note. And we were talking about Destiny's Child. I feel like that was just a way to acknowledge that we're on point with this reading. This is the end and the Pope. I'm going to say it wrong, but basically, okay. So in the TV show Doctor Who, one of the episodes was somebody at a company that sold pills that people who took it, they miraculously lost exactly 1 pound a night. Like they take the pill in the morning, a pound is gone. It turned out to be that it was an alien species that was harvesting human fat that turned into these cute little guys. Um, and they were exactly 1 pound. And then after a while, the human that was taking the medication died. All that to say, it's a crazy episode. All that to say is that the message I'm getting is comical. That's why I'm laughing. All that to say is all that um all that doo doo that's that's you're taking at work um is gonna be turned into this cute little character that you could use to elevate your standings. You're gonna lose all that weight, and the weight being all this toxicity. I was laughing because this was the visualization. I feel like things just got serious. Yeah. This is a samurai helmet. This is actually, I said it's a farm, but according to this guide, it's an Arctic base. Um, we were talking about your spiritual guides. They have spiritual guides too. These are ones that you do not want to run up on. That's why you are being warned not to start any fights with them. Verbal fights. It's definitely not physical fights, but verbal fights is what I'm referring to. Like, don't run up on this person. You're not gonna like the consequences. I just heard the term where there's smoke, there's fire. This person is, don't mess with this person. He or she is not your regular Karen. They wear a mask and they want you to wear a mask. They want you to pretend everything is okie dokie. Really, really look into gray rocking. My eyes glanced at this. It feels like they could like poison the well, poison how people see about you, how people see you. You really need to be careful with this person. This is a highly toxic individual. I mentioned before about how the horse looked like Mr. Ed looked like he had demon eyes. I don't think I'm far off on that analogy. And you could tie that into who they work with spiritually. Don't mess with them. As far as their karma, in the age of Libra in the South Node, it will happen. It's not going to happen the way you want it to happen. But trust me, it's happening every day to them, to be honest with you. But it kind of bounces off of them because uh, they're like a Trump. Like, think about all the bad things that are happening to Trump right now. He's not having a very good day, but he's acting like he's having the best day of his life. That's how this person is. So it's gonna look like nothing is being done to them, or they don't get fazed by anything. But really, when you look at what is happening, the actions, the sequence of events that are befalling them, it's not great. It's not great. So don't they want me to tell you, pal one, you came here to this reading for one particular reason. You wanted to find out the karma of your frenemy. But this message was more about guidance for you and how to defeat that frenemy. And in your situation, this is not someone that you take on heads on. This is someone that you have to be very smart and strategic and even manipulative about how you react around this person, how you learn how to assert yourself as a strong employee or manager at the same time without directly going toe to toe with that person. It's a That's a very fine line that you're gonna have to learn how to balance if you're not already learning how to balance. And if you're able to get another job, a better job, not equal to, but better than this current job, then of course that's the more advisable thing to do. But you can't take this drama with you. You cannot take this attitude of you're gonna let people um, take your sauce away from you to another job, because this is going to happen again. So this is a spiritual lesson that you need to work on, whether it's at this job or a different job. And again, if this is not work related or school related, this reading is not for you. It'll be either PAL 2 or PAL 3, okay? Or you could be PAL 1 and another PAL. Speaking of another PAL, speaking of another PAL, speaking of another PAL, let's move on to PAL number 2. PAL number 2, this is your reading. Earth Goddess. PAL number 1, if you're still here, thank you. Appreciate your company. All right, we're going to leave this out. All right. We're going to find out who is guiding over your reading, PAL number 2. And we'll do that the moment I find where I put my cards. They're telling me it's right there. But where? Oh, you're right. It is right there. Okay. Cut the deck. We have Archangel Uriel, and they said that's it. Got it. I have naked right there, so I'm feeling like transparency is the word I was thinking about. Like this feels more like a transparent reading, or a transparent person, or you're a transparent person. We also have the number 4, and we have 4 right here. Look at that, 444, bing bing bing. 444 is one of my favorite angel numbers. It means that you're highly protected. Wrong book. Angel amongst us. All right, number 4. Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel name means fire of light of God, and he is the angel that can help turn your ideas into your reality. Archangel Uriel can help activate and open up the crown chakra so you can receive divine wisdom with more clarity and ease. He also helps to activate the solar plexus so you can take that wisdom and use it to make your positive changes in your own life and the world around you. Sorry, on my throat. Archangel Uriel is a powerful angel to work for those who identify as light workers. And they want me to focus on love and relationships. Don't dim your light to make others feel more comfortable. Instead, shine bright and inspires others to shine their light also. Seek out relationships that allow you space to grow and shine. Pile 1, if you're here, I think that message was for you as well. I'm going to get another candle going for you, Pile 2. I'm going to use that light to light this Palo Santo. And it feels like I was supposed to say the steps out loud for some reason. Something to do with sharing your light or using your light to guide others or something along that. Your light shines so bright that it lights others. That's what it is. Pile number 2. Got a little bit of smoke. Like this. Smoke up the. Yeah, there we go. Take a deep breath in and out. Ooh, pile number 1. I'm already at 51 minutes. Pile number 1 was a long reading. We'll have a fun time editing that. All right. Pile number 2. We're going to get some tarot cards for you. Not these cards. New cards, they said. These? Oh. Easier. The newer cards. They just said easier. All right, pile number 2. What is the karma of that fake ass friend? Queen of Swords. Ooh, child. This talking about ideas, thoughts, and words. Also, 4 of Wands in the reverse. I'm feeling like they're going to get... Okay, so first off, it feels like somebody that you got into an argument with. This could be family drama. This could definitely be family drama. Or people that you feel are family like a pretend cousin. Like, you know, when you have family members that you grew up with, or you assign names to them, like they're your auntie, but they're not really your auntie. They're not really your auntie, or a cousin, but it's not really your cousin. Things like that. I'm also hearing like husband or wife. Ooh, a fake husband or a fake wife. That sucks. This person, whoever it is you got into it with them. You got into a major argument with them. I feel like that's kind of why you're here now, because you're starting to see who they really are, and then you saw um the title of this video, and you're like, I knew they were fake with their fake ass. And you came here to learn about their karma. It has to do with their words and their thoughts. Let's see what it has to do with their words and their thoughts. The devil in the reverse. They have to know. Good. It's gonna come out that the things they've been doing in the past, it's gonna reveal themselves. If this is the type of person, like let's say it's a family member who's been doing naughty things with members in their family they should not be touching, that's gonna come out. I hope you understand this what I'm trying to say in a subtle way. Someone they should not be touching, as in underage. Also, if this is, ugh, that's kind of felt like the energy of that. Ugh, disgusting. Also, and if that's you doing that, please leave. Please unsubscribe and leave if that is you. But if that's not you, hi to everybody else. But I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I just got caught up in that energy, that really nasty energy. But it's gonna be revealed. And I was talking to Pal One about how we have Libra in the South Node and Aries in the North Node that I need to delve into more. But it's really about this swift karmic justice that's gonna be playing out. That's gonna be taking people by surprise. Because Aries is very spontaneous. And the North Node is more about your fulfillment in life, like what you're here on this planet to do. One of the meanings, like don't get caught up in that. That's just one simple definition of the North Node, and a simple definition of the South Node is your karmic lesson. That they just said T, like they got the T. It's the karmic lessons that you need to learn in this lifetime, and it's usually based on your sign. Like if your sign is a Taurus, and Taurus is about home and like home life, then that could be a karmic lesson that you need to experience in this lifetime. Again, very basic definition of something that's very complicated. And when I mean complicated, like I don't even get it. Like I'm just telling you what I know. I'm not an astrologist. I just tell you my understanding of it. And going back to the South Node in Libra, Libra is about balancing the scales and justice. And it's about fairness. And this person uses their thoughts to the power of their thoughts to manipulate people. So they're gonna be, their karma is gonna come back around, where all those things that they've been doing to cause all this chaos in people's lives is gonna be happening to them very swiftly. When you think about a sword fight, it's like shh, shh, like you can't see the sword. That's how fast it's moving. All you hear is the clink, clink, clink. I mean, you can see the sword, but speed it up, you can't see it. It just blur, and that's kind of how fast this karma is gonna go for this person. And the more they get into it with you, the more sticky situation is gonna happen to them. If they accuse you of being selfish, people are going to see how selfish they really are. If they accuse you of stealing, it's because they're stealing and they're going to get caught stealing. If they accuse you of being a whore, it's because of their um I'm not one to demean anybody based on what they do in the bedroom. So this is not coming from my point of view at all. But they judge people by what they do in the bedroom. Like if they're homophobic, for example, or if you're, I don't know, you're on Tinder or something like that, and they judge you for that, right? It's really because of the things they're doing in the bedroom that they're ashamed of themselves. So they like to redirect, and people are going to find out the, the things that they do in their lives in the bedroom. But it's like on a neck. It's like a senator who who advocates a bill about transgenders not reading in the library, right? And it comes to find out that senator hits on young boys on Twitter. You know, it's like that. Like whatever it is that they point out and attack, they themselves are the real villain in the situation. What they're pointing out is not a bad thing, but what it's really what they're doing that's the bad thing. And so they like to point the finger. And they're very good at manipulating people to see their point of view. But now their karma, because they came up to you, you know, and your spiritual collective is not going to have it, is that it's going to backfire onto them. Again, I'm hearing the word swiftly, like it's gonna be fast and furious. And not me hearing the ludicrous, too fast, too furious. Like I'm hearing that song in my head. Nine of Coins. Ooh, somebody money is funny. They steal people money. They may have stole your money. But not for much longer. I just saw an image of like a stockbroker who takes their clients' money and pretends to invest it into something, but it's really they're investing the money into their pockets. Or like crypto scam or something like that. That's the type of person this person is. Well, I hope they enjoy prison life. 10 of Wands on the bottom. No, they will not enjoy prison life. Yeah, this feels I'm feeling prison for somebody. They're doing something that's gonna get them locked up. I just heard that's it. 7 of Swords. Oh, they love to start drama. Again, it's to divert what they do. If I point the finger at you, you can't see the 4 fingers pointing back at me. Or technically, it's like 3 fingers because this is your thumb and the thumb is not a finger, right? Right? I don't know. Things I think about. The Train card in the reverse, they're so weak. They're so weak. It's like, this is the second time I want to use Trump as a reference. I really think I should do a Trump reading. I've been avoiding it because I don't want it to become across as political. I just think it's a really great lesson in how somebody could continue to do bad things and get away with it, and people or get frustrated because they're not seeing anything outwardly as far as justice. And I think that's a great case study on that. That's why I want to do a reading. And this is from it's making me think about Trump. How it just seems like he's Teflon Don, but if you really think about it, he got a lot going for him. Like it's like, dang, you got indicted again, my guy. Like whoa, like it's just it's so it's not so much that he's getting away with it. He's getting charge after charge after charge, and this person, they're not getting away with anything. People are aware of who they are, or they will become aware of who they are. And for that person, that's the biggest karma, because this is the type of person who wants to look like they're above everybody else. They want to look like they're perfect, and it's hard for them to do. 3 of Cups. My eyes keeps drawing to the 3 of Cups I had in my palm of my hand. That's why I decided to take it out. They want people to admire them, look up to them, think that they're rich and powerful or talented or um, above everybody else, basically. Whatever it is that they exemplify, that's what it's going to bring them down. I'm better than you. I'm richer than you. I'm more articulate than you. I'm a better singer than you. I'm a better golfer than you. That was random, but okay. I'm better in the bedroom than you. They live off of that. So, what's the best way to take to enact karma on somebody is to put the mirror and let people see who they really are. It's not the kind of karma you want, but it's the karma. It's not the kind of karma that you would expect, I should say, to be enacted on somebody. But in this case, that's the type of karma that will destroy this person because they can't hide behind the facade of I'm better than you because you're looking at them like, no, you're not. I know you for who you truly are. And that's also why they're always going after you. If this is the type of person who you're like, if you ever say to yourself, why me? Like, why did they go after me? This feels so like so much family drama. Why did they go after me? What did I do to them? Why can't they leave me alone? Why? It's because they see you for who you really are. They know that you are better than them. In the spiritual world, there's no one person better than anybody else. In the human world, there's levels to the shit. And you got levels, you know? You're the sauce. You got the secret sauce and they don't know how you got it. They wish they knew, but they don't. So it's like I can't figure out the secret formula. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make the secret formula look like it's not as good as people think it is. That is not the Popeyes fried chicken. That is the spicy chicken from McDonald's. Spicy chicken from McDonald's is not as good as the popcorn. I mean the Popeyes fried chicken. We all know this. But they think that people would believe. And for a while they did. They believe you were the McDonald's fried. I don't think I'll ever get sponsored by McDonald's after this. Uh, they they try to get people to think that you're the $1 chicken sandwich at McDonald's. I mean, when really you're the Popeyes chicken. Like people are willing to stand in line for hours to have you. No one is standing in line for hours for that cheap $1 McDonald's chicken sandwich. But that's who they really are. Oh Lord. I will never get sponsored by McDonald's. But that's okay. So yeah, they're not as good as they used to be, let's be real. McDonald's is great for kids because when you were a child, it's like, can we have McDonald's? And your mom was like, do you have McDonald's money? Now we really don't have McDonald's money. Do you realize how McDonald's meals are like $10 now for a McDonald's meal? $10. This is not even Chick-fil-A. This is McDonald's for $10. No, thank you. Mm, that's me going on a tangent. Sorry. But inflation. So anyway, it's and I'm not cutting any of that out. Y'all gonna listen to my little rant about McDonald's and their crappy $1 sandwich. But this is this person. They take a situation, they manipulate it and make people think that they are better than you. You in fact are the better human being, spiritual being than them. And no, we don't have rankings and likings in the spiritual world. But but When you act the way you do, when this person acts the way they do, it's hard to support that energy because the spiritual world is pretty neutral outside of your spiritual collective is always going to be rooting for you, but like on a, you know, on an even playing field, the spiritual world is pretty neutral until somebody does something that really offsets everything, and then the spiritual world has to come, attack and take sides. All right, let's move on to your oracle. This is just a nasty individual. Like, ugh. Like the grudge. Like, ugh. Just being around this person energy is just, no thank you. Got some Betty Boop cards. This is not an actual oracle deck. This is actual collector cards that I use like oracle decks. In my mind, one day somebody's going to be watching this who collects cards, and they're going to see me using these. They're going to be like, what? They're going to have a meltdown. Because just to open the deck, it's like no. But they don't have Betty Boop oracle cards, so I had to do something because I love Betty Boop. So I gotta work with what I got. We have a million little pieces, Betty Boop. If you look at this closely, you see all kinds of little splots, right? To make up that image. And then we also have Tropical Oasis, Betty Boop. I bet you Betty Boop never had a McDonald's spicy chicken sandwich. She's above that. And yeah, I'm not getting sponsored. And then we have Cocktail Dreams, Betty Boop. This is going beyond your person. This is more about you. This is about how they want you to act moving forward. They want you to know that you are being guided to live your best life. That all these little things, I shouldn't say little, because they're important, right? They happen to you, they're important. But all these little incidents that happen, that has been setbacks, has actually build has actually been building up this beautiful oasis that is you. Like those little spots are like scars, your battle scars, and it's turned you into the beautiful person you are because you don't want people to treat you don't want people to treat other people the way you've been treated. So you go out your way to treat people kindly. And they're saying that it is being noted that the divine is aware of this, that there's a lot of self-love and self-healing coming your way if you accept it. My nose is so clogged right up right now during this reading, Pal 2. Pal 1, I was burping. Pal 2, my nose is stuffy. And you have a familiar too. Pal 1 had a cat, you have a dog. And there'd be an actual dog on this plane that you can see, but there's a dog, um, a, a, a they want me to be careful because this is going to scare some people. But there is a spiritual dog that protects you, that has volunteered to protect you. But it's not a lassie. It's more of a something out of a Stephen King novel. So that's why they want me to be careful what I say, because there's some people who are gonna freak out about that. But when I mentioned the spiritual world is basically a neutral playing ground. They're saying labels can be interchangeable. So somebody that you would think will be playing for the quote unquote bad side, um, that does not mean that they can't be protecting people who are quote unquote on the good side of things. And you're being highly protected by someone that would be considered on the darker side of things. Because you need that power. There's some people who okay, you have Superman and you have Black Adam. There's things that Black Adam will do that Superman will never do. You know? They're both equal in power in the comic world. They both fly. They both could fight. You know, they're both indestructible, blah blah blah, right? But Superman has a different set of morals than Black Adam. Black Adam is the anti version of Superman. And but Black Adam also has a heart. You know, he also cares. And that's who you have watching over you. A version of Black Adam, but that's like a familiar. All right. So now let's move on to your story dice. Story dice. What? Story dice. All right. Story dice. So pile number 2. As I'm doing this pile 2, I'm trying not to think about the long editing session that I got going for me. It's worth it though. But pile 1 really took a long time. Yep. All right. What's that? Yep. Yep. Ooh, crying over spilled milk. They mad at you. They're like, why? Why Pal 2? Why Pal 2 has to do this? Why Pal 2 has to do that? Like they're like they're training to try to come back at you, and every single time they come at you, you're like you swat them away. And they're whiny. They're a whiny little bee. We have the initials LAT. We also have, like LAT, going back to working out. They might be a gym bro. I'm feeling feminine energy as well. What is this? This is my new story dice from Doctor Who. I don't know all the symbols yet. This is a vent. They want to vent, or they are venting, but nobody's really hearing them cry. Aunt Anthony, they're an aunt. Like you're a giant and they're an ant. But of course, with a red ant, they could still annoying, right? Even if you're a giant in the world, you don't want to get bit by a red ant. Just heard, ouch. I just heard avoid toxicity. Avoid toxicity. Something to do with cold again. This I don't remember if this is the exact dice that came out in Pal 1, but they wanted me to tell Pal 1 to like wear a mask, or at the very least like remember that people still get sick. Like it doesn't have to be the C word, that people still get sick from regular flu or whatever. Okay, I am not a medical doctor. I am nowhere in the medical field. I'm a tarot reader. I'm just telling you what I'm reading for entertainment purposes. I'm seeing this and I'm thinking somebody needs to go to the doctor. Like like, ow, I hurt myself, and it looks like they're holding up their thumb, and the thumb is red like in a cartoon after it gets hit, it's smashed by a hammer or something, and they have to run to and they want you to like go to the doctor to get it checked out. It's like, that's what I'm seeing when I look at this. That's what I'm seeing when I look at this. I'm not a medical professional. Let's be clear about that, okay? All right, Pal 2, that is your reading. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to stick around to Pal 3, you're more than welcome to do so. And speaking of Pal 3, this is your reading. Let's go ahead and get started. We have be your best. Why couldn't I say this when I first showed it either? Be your best self always. It's not hard. Be your best self always. But it feels like it gets tongue-tied every time I try to say it. Now, number 3. Let's see which guardians. And it does feel like a plural is watching over this reading. They're telling me Archangel Jeremiah. That's the card I pulled out for myself. It's watching over this reading. Naked. I pulled. It's not so much I pulled it, but it. I saw it while I was cutting the deck for Pal 2. That came up. We have Ma Lisa, Cosmic Powers. And what I was going to say is I'm looking at these planets and it's telling me star seeds are present. Aliens are present. Like you have alien ancestors protecting you. But ancestry, like DNA? Well, that's not interesting to interpretation. And we also have Azan Miracles. Pal 3. You guys tend to have a lot of, not that you have a stronger spiritual collective, Pal 3, but they tend to show up in force when I do your readings. All right. This is the Stranger Things tarot deck. The Sun. You are the sun, by the way. Pal 3. Ten of Strands. The Strands is the communication card. The Strands, let me slow down. The Strands is the Wand card in this deck, and Wands talk about communications. So this is the Ten of Strands in the reverse. Remember, this is your frenemy, your fake ass friend's karma. So Ten of Strands, which is about communication, and the reverse talks about lack of communication for them. We have the Queen of Dice. The Dice card is, oh gosh, what is the Dice card in this reading? I need a refresher course. Scoop is Pentacles. Trance is communication. So that means Dice is the Swords. Dice is the Swords in this reading. So we have the Ten of Strands and Ten of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Pal 3. Some of, or if not all of Pal 1 might be for you. I'm feeling this is like a queen bee at a job that's been getting on your case. Okay, so this feels like if Pal 1 was in a better, more secure, not the despair against Pal 1, but the energy is more mature. Like Pal 3, it feels like you already been where Pal 1 was. So you're better able to handle a situation similar to what Pal 1 is going through. Which is funny because the last reading I did about your sensual superpowers, it was the same arch. It felt like Pal 3 was the mature version of Pal 1. Energetically speaking, mature version. Like you already been there, done that. This is feeling work related, again, similar to Pal 1, but not necessarily work related. It's more of a dynamic of somebody being in charge of somebody else. You know that Matilda I'm big, you're small, I'm right, you're wrong. That person is the person in this situation. That's the person you're here for in this reading. Your person will be the Danny DeVito. So it could be a parent, even though this is about the fake ass friend. It could be a parent, or it could be just basically someone who thinks they're better than you because of the position they hold in your life. Maybe they're your oldest friend. Maybe they know secrets about you because you guys hung out, so they've seen you hook up with people that they think that you'll be ashamed of. I don't think you would be, but they think you would be. So they hoard that over you, mentally hoard that over you. In their minds, it's like, Pal 3, I can't believe Pal 3 did that. I am so much better than Pal 3. I will never hook up with that guy. I will never wear that outfit. I will never say the things that I say. I just got a notification. Someone liked my reply. So I feel like I'm on point about what I'm saying. Yeah, okay, so this is like someone, it could be somebody from your job, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. But it's somebody who treats you like you're a job to them. Like, like, Power 3 is so lucky I hang out with them. It's giving Kim Kardashian. Even the way I'm talking right now, like, ugh, I don't talk like that. I don't do that. But that's the energy. It's like, ugh, Chloe's so lucky she's a Kardashian. Because if she wasn't, she would be nobody. I'm the reason why the Kardashians are who they are. Oh, Kim, do you really think like that? Ugh. For entertainment purposes only, this reading. This entire video is for entertainment purposes only. In Pal 2, I talked about Madonna's lot. Madonna's, please don't come after me legally. It was only jokes. It's only jokes. This person is such. Ugh. Everybody. This. I mean, I know when you do karma readings, you don't expect the best of the best, but everybody's so icky in their own icky way. Pal 1, it was like a really dangerous coworker. Pal 2, it was a really um, toxic family member slash someone uses who covers up their bad behavior by trying to point out your behavior. Um, and this Pal 3 is just like this really icky friend who thinks they're better than you because of whatever imaginary situation they got going on in their head. No matter what you do, they downplay it. Like, ugh, can't believe she works at that job. Or, ugh, he really dates her. Or my kids are well more behaved than theirs. They feed off of that. They feed off of being better than you. Not being better than other people, being better than you. For some reason, they see you as the competition. If you're overweight, they talk about that to other people. If you're slim, they talk about that to other people. If you wear weave and wigs, they talk about that to other people. Like, oh, I can't believe she wears that stuff. I'm all natural. I will never put fake stuff on my head. But then if you are natural, if you have a natural hairstyle and they wear weave, ugh, I can't believe she leaves the house like that. She needs to comb her hair. Ugh, I could never. The type of guys I like don't like girls who wear their hair natural like that. They like long, straight hair. Like whatever you do is the opposite. Whatever you do that people love about you, they find ways to tear it down. Total insecurity. I just heard reap what you sow. I was asking myself, okay, so that's who the person is, but what is their karma? Reap what you sow. How can you love you if you can't love yourself, and if you can't love the people who love you? How can you find real love in this life? They're going to be very lonely. Even if they're with somebody, they're lonely. That how three is their karma. A very lonely existence, and a very sad existence. Because on the outside, it may look like they have everything together, but really they don't. All that riches ain't gold. This is the girl that I don't know what episode they're on Stranger Things, the last episode. So I think that's season. So I think it's season 4, and this is the girl that was making fun of 11. Sorry, wrong number. Making fun of 11 in the beginning of the episode on season 4, and not to spoil it, but 11 took her out. Like she knocked her out, and because she was a really nasty person. She went out of her way to embarrass 11 in front of 11's boyfriend. For what purpose? None. Absolutely nothing. She sensed 11 power, even when 11 in the beginning of this season had no psychic powers. It was taken away from her. And, well, it wasn't taken away. She lost, I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't there. She wasn't able to tap into it. But even so, is it it was zooted to the point where I can't remember her name, she picked up on it and she was threatened by it, and she used to make fun of 11 all the time. It made 11 feel really bad and crappy. And then she went out of her way to embarrass 11 in public, and then eventually that karma came in, and 11 was like, I might not have psychic powers, but I got these hands. And she took care of her. 11 took care of her. And yeah, the cops came, whatever. But the point is, the moral of the story is, sometimes karma does not play out in the spiritual realm. Sometimes karma got their hands. Like they're ready to go to blow. Going back to the Alabama brawl, the Battle of Birmingham. Yeah, it's giving that. I don't condone violence. I don't. But I really do see that being played out for this person. I feel like it's going to be a physical altercation that's going to make this person go, oh, I guess I can't say whatever I want to say to somebody. You know? Again, going back to the 10 of Wands, communications, I feel like they're going to say something to the wrong person, and that person's going to be like, I got these hands. You know the video games when you hit somebody and all the coins fall out of their body? Again, I don't condone violence, but it's just a funny imagery. Um, I think this is the first time I did a karma reading where I saw a physical um, altercation as the person karma. But you can't be a Karen and then you go through your whole life and you're a Karen, right? And then you say the wrong thing to the right person and then you get shocked when, you know, sometimes people got to get the sense knocked into them for them to get the sense knocked into them. Again, I do not condone violence. I'm just reading what I'm reading. Ace of Spooks. This is the Ace, the Cups card. Ace of Cups. Love being taken away. You know that song, Love Hurts. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. Ooh, it's gonna hurt. Some black eyes. Pile 3, do not be the one to cause this. Let it play out on its own, right? But do not be surprised. This person, Russian spy. No, he was not a Russian spy, but he was a Russian, and he ended up telling the gang what the Russians were up to. Is that how it went? He was Russian, and he ended up telling like how the gates were open. It was season 3. Oh, I'm getting that story's very faint. The storyline, but it had to do with how he had secrets. He knew what the Russians were doing and how they were turning on the machines to get the demon goblins back into the Earth plane and no longer on the other side. And eventually he ended up telling them because he was trying to leave Russia, become American. So that's why I said spy. He wasn't a spy, but he ended up being like a spy. I mean, it didn't end well. Why am I even thinking about that? What's that got to do with this spiritual collective? The not ending well part. How the story ended. He told things he wasn't supposed to say, and they came and got him as retribution. That's why this is why I came up. Your person, your frenemy, they either already said the wrong thing to the wrong person, or they're about to say the wrong thing to the wrong person about you, and it's gonna come back to bite them. Mm. All right, moving on to oh, we have the Tower in the reverse. And the Ten of Pentacles upright. And the Eight of Pentacles. I'm gonna do a quick reading outside of this, because at this point, at 1 hour and 40 minutes, why not? Why not? It's already a long video. All right. Interesting how that came up again. How 3. There's a money opportunity coming your way. This is reminding me of that John Cena, You Can't See Me, like the way he's holding his hands. You can't see it happening. You're cut off from your intuition. You're purposely being cut off so you can't see your way out of the woods and you're walking around blind, frustrated. Something's going to end to bring in something good. And if you knew what it was, you would try to control the situation. If you try to control the situation, you would ruin it. So unfortunately, they had to take your foresight away from you, so you are walking around blind. And they're telling me to tell you to stop seeking advice from other tarot readers, because we are misfeeding information to those tarot readers so they can't tell you what's going on, because you're not supposed to know what's going on. That is a message for a particular person. They know who they are, I'm sure. All right. Moving on to, you know what? I'm skipping Oracle. I'm skipping Oracle. I'm sorry. This video is too long. All right. We're going to go through your story, guys, real quick. NYNV. Someone knocking something over. Again, we're talking about we can't see, like John Cena. They can't see something. You can't see something. Something beautiful is going to happen. That just wasn't for one person. It was for one person because they are aware of the situation. But I feel like pile 3, many of you are not. You're being... What are you trying to tell me, Spirit? Turtle. Slow. Something slowly. Oh, God. It's slowly taking place. like the Zootopia, that slot that work at the DMV. And it's like, oh, and everything was like, you're like, okay, hurry up already, but it is intentional, and it's infuriating to watch. So they're saying stop watching it. It's gonna happen, it's gonna take place. It's a slow work in progress, and you cannot force it to go any faster, no matter how many candles you light. So it is what it is. Pile number 3, thank you so much for watching. Please share, like, subscribe, and until next time, bye-bye.